Hey guys, welcome to Operation Crypto. Price analysis on Elrond today. It's an asset that we tend to cover on the altcoin analysis videos, but we've not done one specifically for a fair while now. And it's an asset that I'm personally accumulating. It's an asset that I'm currently staking as well on my wallet, and I do suggest it. I mean, personally, I think in terms of technology, it's probably one of the best out there. In Europe, it's been voted and registered and recognised as a CO2 negative blockchain. So that's massive. That's why you've seen a lot of projects which are coming onto this blockchain, especially EU-based projects, and they are building on top of that. Specifically, a project I'm working for, which is UPAC, and we are trying to grow that within that Elrond ecosystem. And that goes nothing to say. I mean, it is a solid asset. It's a solid blockchain, and we'll do some analysis on it today. And if we just look at this chart here, you can see I've got a little bit of quick fire TA there. Like I said, look, any price action above this line is decent. Anything below it, not good. I mean, if we saw any price action drop below $53, we are going to start towards hit this bottom of this range, which is not ideal, to be honest. But we'll just get rid of that. That was just for a bit of fun of the day. And this is a range-bound area we are in now. This is the same for most assets. I mean, if we look at this in terms of time-wise, say, for example, when we came into this range to current prices now, about 129 days within that range. It's a long old time, and it's kind of stable, isn't it? I mean, we have been hitting some highs, but 67. We've hit some lows down at 38, and we are pretty much around that $45 to $50 region. Key thing to note that this is a range where the high range up here and the low range up here. And if you look at this, this is called the EQ. This is your equilibrium, the central trading area of that entire range. I'll just show you what I do. I tend to put the horizontal around the bottom range and the horizontal around the top of the range. We'll then go click here and go down to the date and price range. Click on the bottom here, drag it up to the top. And that gives you a central trading range, which can give you a bit of a bias flip, really. I mean, if it's above here, you're going to look for longs. If it's below here, you're going to look for shorts, and vice versa. And then once you hit this high range, you're looking to short it. And once you hit this bottom range here, you're looking to long it. As long as the price does stay in that range and Bitcoin doesn't shit the bed and come down here or pump up and we'll come back up to these regions. I mean, for me, if you look at this on a 3-day chart and have a zoom out, look how low we are compared to where we've been. We've been up to $543, we're down at 53, so it's a big 10x, isn't it? It's like 1,000% before we even get close to that. But in my opinion, that will happen at some stage. I'm not going to say now or in the next week or two. It's going to be a while. Look at that, yeah, close to 1,000% made till them next highs. Well, till some new all-time highs are conquered. I'm not going to say that's going to happen overnight. It will do in the future. I don't think this still has had that major backing. A lot of people tend to overlook Elrond just from its past, but since the rename and the branding, and I think it's got a lot to offer, in my opinion, and I still think it's flying under the radar. Although it is a solid asset which people are fond of, I still think I think it's under the radar. But yeah, so right, let's have a look at some buy levels. We'll look at this latest move here on the daily time frame, and we formed a base here, we formed a double bottom, and we pushed to the upside. In terms of buying opportunities, if you're looking at this on the current move, look at that 382, it lands nicely on that equilibrium, that EQ. So if you're looking for some buys, I would target 52.92. I think that's a decent range. If we do get a bit of a shakeout on Bitcoin, we go down to rewards, I don't know, 18,500. Ultimately, altcoins will follow it. And then I would look down to around $49. $50 is that psychological area of support. I mean, if you put the rectangle on here and drag it all the way through, you can see, obviously, it's been a support here, support, and that 618 level then was a resistance level, and you can see it's a major support level around there. So for me, that's a key area. If the price did start to tumble down, we'd probably get a bounce off for 382, and then hopefully come down and retest that 49.93 region. I think that's a decent region to buy, to be honest. Just be aware though that some of these wicks have come down to this 786 level too. So what I would do if I were you, I would start laddering buys in. I would start at 52.92, and I would use these Fibonacci's at 49, 47, 45, and then we've got some to save down here towards that 37, 38 region, which is that extension of Fibonacci if you're looking for buy orders to come further down. So use them orders, those Fibonacci's and the bottom level here as your buying levels. I think those, if the price did tumble on Bitcoin, there are some areas where you would see some buy orders getting snapped up. And then below that, I mean, I don't want to say price is going to go below that, but you never know. You got some major support levels down here at 29, and we've got a level down here at 20. I don't think it'll happen. I'm not going to say the bottom's him, but I just feel like we're in a position now where the market is trying to find that bottom. It's trying to find accumulation zones, demand zones, and that's what we're in now. We are in an accumulation zone. And it is a bit boring, isn't it? But investing is not supposed to be interesting. It's supposed to be boring. You're supposed to buy, hold long term, and reap those rewards. If you're not into trading, I mean, if you're into trading and looking at this as a trader, then you still can use these fibs as exactly what I've said. You could look for some long positions from this 618 region at 49.93. But remember, if we do lose this equilibrium trading area here, there's a good chance we're going to come down and test 45. So anything within this low range is usually a short, and anything this high range here is a long. But let's see how it goes. I mean, for me personally, like I say, it's a decent asset. So we've looked at levels there to potentially buy. If we're looking for orders to sell, then you again use these Fibonacci's on my way up. These are 2 fib levels I've added on. If you go into Fibonacci settings, and I've added negative minus 0.27 and then negative 0.618. These gives me some levels above, which I found personally I've got some great confluence and some great areas to take profit. Now it's 61.20 and 65.62, and then we've got a high range up here at around 67. If we're looking above that and the price did manage to break out, then you look to the peaks of this move here at around 86 and 103. What I could do is looking at the yearly open, which was... yeah, that's way above there. So yeah, that's nothing to concern about. Yeah, so yeah, that's it really. We've looked at levels to buy, levels to sell. The RSI has made a little bit of a move up here if you're looking at this, but we're kind of forming a bit of a top there. Who knows? Let's see what goes on Bitcoin, and then we can act accordingly, and hopefully start to do a little bit of spot order filling to those levels below. And then if the price did react from there and it starts trickling up, just keep taking profit. I think, in my opinion, we are still overdue a bear market rally. That goes for Bitcoin. That goes for the stock market. I mean, the stock market, if you just take a quick look at the S&P 500, I mean, we have had a bear market rally back in August, but I'm still waiting for something more substantial on Bitcoin. If you look at Bitcoin, that's what happened then. Not much, or was it? I'm expecting a big rise like this. I mean, if we look at this in terms of percentage from there to there, we did a good 49% move. We've not done anything nowhere near that on Bitcoin yet, and I'm expecting a rise potentially up to around 22, and even if we're lucky up to 26, 27, and that will be a nice rally. I mean, if we look at that there to there, that's a 40% move. I think we still will get something like that where it will be only a reason to take profit and not a reason to get excited. But another thing just to point out is that this line here is exactly 1 year on from the Bitcoin all-time highs. Previous 2 cycles, whenever we have gone to that year after the all-time highs, the Bitcoin price has started to move, but we didn't have the macro outlook we've got now, the inflation rates. We didn't have recessions looming, so that's something to take into consideration too. There's a lot going on in the world, but who knows? Could crypto be that hedge against what's going on in the current traditional financial systems? Let me know in the comments. And that's going to do it for today. That is my thoughts on Elrond. It's an asset I'm accumulating. Like I say, I'm staking it. Some levels for you to buy and some levels for you to sell. If you're new here, please make sure that you are subscribed. Hit that like button, and I'll catch you next time.